started.
I hope, let's say that 2legit2quit goes on, that Red actually, shows up and goes with us to the event, like actually goes to the event, because it's a lot of fun in my experience.
Yep.
Alright, well, we are into the game. Without further ado, let me introduce these players. We have in the bottom left, from Team Mouse Control, the Red Protoss, he is Marshmallow.
And in the top right position, standing in for Team 2legit2quit, it is none other than Liquid Ret, our reserve player from usually Team Liquid.
Usually Team Liquid, indeed.
It's usually Team Liquid's Ret.
Mm-hmm.
Follow him at usually Team Liquid's Ret.
So we have Ret here, the king of drones. I do like how GameHard makes everything like ultra fancy for the first minute, and then some of the logos just slowly disappear because people don't want to look at it all game long. Yeah, so we are on Overgrowth. I think this map is excellent for PvZ. It has a lot of, well, let's say ramps and ways to maneuver yourself. Force fields are critical as always. It does tend to lend itself to swarm host games, which not everyone is a big fan of. But we're gonna see what these players are gonna go into, and of course, Red, being known as the game of drones, the king of drones, playing the game of drones. I would expect him to be going for something like a 15 hatch and playing very economic.
Definitely, all right. Let's see if he. Oh, actually, he does not. He goes for a pool first.
Yeah, you're quite right. I guess he wants to play a bit safer. And yeah, it seems like Marshman is going to go for the gateway expand, actually adding on a really quick second gas. So I would not be surprised if there's a more tech-centric build coming out of Marshman here. He's also sent out an early probe.
Have you, by the way, have you ever seen a game of Marshman? Do you know who this is?
I don't have a single clue, actually.
Okay. For those interested, I can go over the full roster of Team Mouse Control, by the way. Besides Hephaestus, which you've already seen, and Dimmert, and Top Shooter, there's also Switchback, Zelos, Denti, Neek, TD, Judgment, and Rickwiz, who we've already seen. So it's a very it's a 10-player team there, and Marsman is one of them.
Yep, he is indeed one of the many players on Mouse Control. Lately, I haven't seen all that much coming out of Marsman, but coming out of Mouse Control. But if they win this, they qualify for the offline finals and really have the chance to. To actually show everyone what they're made of once again.
Yep, because unlike 2legit2quit, who are kind of a ragtag band of friends, Mouse Control is actually a team with a very long history, isn't it?
Very long history in dodgy sports, I would say.
Oh, there we go, Ret style,
dropping
on his third hatchery.
Yeah. Wow, he definitely wants to play this. The good old macro. He already has an Overlord peeking inside. Quite briefly there, but also going back out just to see what else is up. We have, just an expansion coming out of Marshman. Looks like he just wanted a bit of gas to get a quick mothership core out to prevent any weird shenanigans.
No weird shenanigans there. All right. So far, nothing out of the ordinary, right?
No, not really. Getting a sentry first means that he doesn't want to do any aggression really. You would go something like Stalker, Mothership Core, or Zealot Stalker, Mothership Core, and poke around with that. But the Sentry, that's what you spend your early gas on. It's really a typical tell that your player he really wants to play more defensive in the early stages of the game, or potentially even transition into a Mortal Sentry. But that doesn't look to be the case, as there is a Stargate on the way from Marshman.
Yep, Stargate, another gateway at the front. So Red made another poke in with his Overlord, so he scooped part of the main base when he first came in with the Overlord, and then later on he went back in again, and he went further than he needed to go to see whether or not the second gas was taken.
Yeah.
So is that to see whether there was Chrono Boost being saved up on the Nexus?
Perhaps. I guess he just... his Overlord got out alive, and I think that's perhaps the even more critical part, because getting an Overlord to the other side of the map is quite a hassle. His second Overlord is in position over the natural, sees double gateways. Yeah, and from this point on he really wants to indeed keep an eye on his opponent's gas. Zerglings are all over the map trying to scout for proxy opponents. There are none.
Yes.
This is a very good habit to have as a Zerg player against Protoss.
Look at the minimap. Yeah, this is very diligent from Ret. Scouting the entire map. Just imagine how safe you would feel if you knew the entire map. It's like that old cheat in Brood War, which, what was it? Black Sheep Wall, right? Makes you feel so very safe.
it does make you feel quite safe if you can see everything coming. A very early lair here coming out of red. I'm not quite sure what his strategy follow-up will be. He hasn't taken... Okay, he just takes
Roaches coming up though.
Yeah, it has to be roaches then, and this will be probably a roach speed timing. I think he feels he can just play very standard against Marshmallow. He isn't aware of the Stargate though, and the decision from Marshmallow to go for Void Ray first is actually really good.
Oh, Void Ray gets scouted by red though, if he pays attention.
No, he didn't select the Overlord, so I don't think he saw. But actually, he's going to be forced to see because yeah, there's going to be the Overlord is going to actually be attacked here by the Void Ray. Oops, splat it goes.
Oracle
and now,
gets 6 kills in the main base. By the way.
I completely missed that. My apologies. Yeah, he really has to be careful about that. Loses quite a few drones and the Queen as well, of course. Gets one inject off just in time, so he doesn't actually lose his cycles, so to speak.
Yeah, but he's supply blocked now as well, so...
So checking out Red's vision, I'm pretty sure he didn't actually see the Void Ray. So he might not be aware of the fact that there is one. And the follow-up from Marshmallow is painfully obvious. He's adding on a whole bunch of gateways, going up to 7 with this. He doesn't actually... Oh, I was going to say he doesn't want to take a third, but he's actually building a pylon there. He's built a couple sentries. Okay, so this is just more of a safe opener, but there is still a very big timing here for Red with Roach Hydra.
Yeah. So no, it's definitely not a fake out from Marsman, I'd say, to get this third, because he's not adding that many gateways.
Oh, and a 4th at the gold.
What? Whoa-wee, says Red. So does he spot this? I think he...
Yeah, there was a Zergling that saw it.
Oh, okay. That is a very ballsy move.
Yeah,
he's thinking, well, I'm going to take a third. Why not take it over there? Because it gives me more income. Well, I can think of a few reasons why not. This doesn't appear to be a very safe move, but we'll have to see what Red's response is. Oh, this is good. Clearing out the creep tumors with an Oracle. I don't see that too often, actually.
Oh, but he got denied. Like, he didn't have enough energy for his pulsar beam, so there was actually still a second creep tumor there being built, so he's actually in good shape. But okay, the Void Rays are here to clear it up. Yeah, Red getting roach speed.
Oh, but there come the Hydras, take out the first Oracle, and actually will probably get a Void Ray as well.
Oh,
yes.
Very sloppy here by Marshmallow, losing 2 Void Rays this early on. Void Rays are so important in this attack, actually. He might not... Yeah, okay, he's... Oh, okay, so I now would see his game. He didn't actually rebuild the 4th, he just cancelled it, and he's gonna go for a 2-base attack off of this. I was so confused, but he made it look really interesting, but the 4th was just... It was just a bit too much. Oh, Red really needs to be careful with these Hydras.
Oh yeah, doesn't want to lose those.
Oh, these are so many zealots. Like, the supplies are heavily in favor of Red because of his drone count. But his army doesn't seem to be up to par, and now he's in a choke and he's going to get force fielded.
Ooh, yes, a very dangerous position indeed. These Hydras doing lots of damage, but also taking a lot of damage. These Zealots getting right up into their face.
Oh, but the actual DPS here from the Protoss army doesn't seem to be enough, and Red is actually holding this off quite easily. I guess the force field also kind of... Yeah, we're detrimental here, and the Hydras, with their +1 attack and range upgrade, are a formidable opponent to these Stalkers. The Void Rays are now being killed off, and GG.
Double supply for Red there at the end. And GG is cold. Alright, so we saw Red take the first game for Team Legit to quit.